Stop. Close your eyes. When you think of ancient Rome, what do you see? Marble statues? Golden eagles? The sun-baked stones of the Colosseum? But what if the true essence of the eternal city was something you couldn't see at all? What if the most profound key to understanding Roman life wasn't a coin, a wall, or a scroll, but the soundtrack of its streets? For centuries, the noise environment, the auditory landscape of Rome, has been entirely silent to us. Historians and acousticians are now undertaking an incredible, innovative project, reconstructing the forgotten symphony of the Roman Empire at its chaotic, thundering peak. This journey into archaeoacoustics is revealing that ancient Rome was not the silent ruin we visit today, but a place of cacophony, rhythm, and calculated sound designed to project power. The city that roared. Ancient Roman authors left us vivid, often exasperated descriptions of their city's noise. The philosopher Seneca the Younger, who lived next door to a large public bathhouse, wrote endlessly of the sonic torture he endured. His descriptions paint a picture far louder and more chaotic than any modern metropolitan area. The incessant sound of carriages and wagons being dragged over the slick stone streets, amplified by metal-rimmed wheels and the city's narrow corridors. The cries of street vendors, the capones, hawking everything from cheap wine to steaming chickpeas, their voices designed to cut through the din. The constant clan of blacksmiths and coppersmiths near the Forum. The loud, chaotic splashing, grunting, and massaging noises from the public bathhouses, like the baths of Caracalla, which were essentially public recreation centers, not quiet spas. Rome was a city that deliberately made noise. In a world without loudspeakers, sound was power. A wealthy citizen's litter, carrying chair, might be followed by servants loudly announcing their master's presence to clear the way, asserting status through sound. The Colosseum's calculated echo. The acoustic reconstruction project goes beyond mere street noise. It reveals how the Romans engineered sound for spectacle and control. Take the Colosseum, the Flavian amphitheater. Computer modeling and acoustic simulation based on archaeological remains show that the architecture was designed not just for sight, but to amplify the visceral sounds of the spectacle. The horns. Gladiatorial fights and public executions were announced by deafening blasts from instruments like the tuba, a long, straight bronze trumpet, or the cornu, a massive G-shaped brass horn. These sounds were integral to the Roman military and ceremonial identity. The crowd. The roar of 50,000 spectators at the Circus Maximus or the Colosseum was immense. Acoustic simulations show that the architecture minimized echo and maximized clarity, focusing the crowd's collective shout onto the field of action, creating an overwhelming shared experience of frenzy and fear. The silence of ritual. Conversely, certain temple rituals and public trials utilized specific acoustic spaces, often higher ground like the arcs, a citadel on the Capitoline Hill, to ensure the serious sound of the cornichan, horn player, could, quote, acoustically create the community of citizens, surrounding the city in a circle of sound during times of capital judgment. Listening to the lyre. Reconstructing lost music. Perhaps the most astounding aspect is the attempt to recover Roman music. No full Roman score has survived antiquity. However, archaeologists have recovered remains of instruments, bone flutes, small metal rattles, and the iconic tibia, a double reed pipe. By studying these physical remains, combined with detailed depictions in frescoes and texts, contemporary musicians and acousticians are recreating the instruments and their likely tonality. We now have approximations of the martial sounds of the classicum, a special horn call for the commander-in-chief, and the simple, haunting melodies played on the kithara, a large lyre-like instrument. The ultimate goal of this historical sound project is not just a digital recording. It is a profound shift in perspective. It forces us, the modern audience, to realize that the eternal city was alive with a noise that was both a sign of its power and a constant source of stress. The reconstruction allows us to listen across 2 millennia and understand that in ancient Rome, you could smell the markets, touch the marble, but you experienced the empire with your ears.